Hello and welcome back to One Trainer vs. the World Season 4, where after the concerns I expressed during the battle with Cyrus last time, I decided to do just a little bit of level grinding before moving on to the next part. So, Dragon Pulse, that's a special move, right? I don't think he's going to need that, thank you very much. So yeah, I decided to do a bit more level grinding so that I am now on par with Giratina. I mean, I can't really go too far over leveled because, you know, I have a level limit of 50 and there's still going to be a bit more stuff left after this before I can fight the next gym, but I figure Giratina's going to be at level 47, Cyrus's final team is going to be at level 48. This should be enough, I think, probably. So, they said they were going to Mount Coronet, but they didn't actually say anything about which entrance to Mount Coronet I should go through, but if memory serves me right, the one over in this direction is the best path to get up there. Or it might not be the best, it might not be the only, but it's the one that I've been able to get to the top with before. Although I'm not sure I'm actually set on 8 gems to get up there. I think I am, but I'm not 100% sure. And if I'm not, then that royally sucks. Because I don't want to face the freaking climax of the story with an gem slave in my party. Also, before I get started on the long climb, I should probably pop a repel. Right, I saw over there that I need rock climb, but I do have rock climb, right? So that shouldn't be a problem. Oh, hi David Tennant / William Shatner. Observe, if you will, that hole. There was once a cave painting that had blocked the way to the summit, but the wall, it is no longer there. It lies in pieces, do you see? Ever since the 3 Pokémon of the lakes have been captured, something terrible is happening, but what exactly, I do not know. There is but one cause, Team Galactic's Cyrus, and now we are all caught up. Now, to the next step. Are you trainer enough to advance? Show me, if you will. Haha, you can relax now. You see, I understand. You are far superior to me. As are the commanders, Cyrus too, naturally. Team Galactic is beyond my reach. Please, you must stop them, for only you are able. All I can do now is give you this. It is a little something I obtained in an investigation long ago. Now, go get them, 14-year-old girl, or however old you are. Please, you must stop Team Galactic. Right, and the exterior of Mount Coronet counts as a separate area from the interior of Mount Coronet, so out here I can catch something. Maybe. That is an evolution of something I've already caught, so that does not apply. That applies, I guess. How joyous. I am getting a Noctowl. You know, I almost feel tempted to skip it, but I won't skip it. But I'm so just going to name it whatever. That is, of course, assuming that I could actually catch it. Whatever. I have reached the top of Mount Coronet. Now, if I'm not mistaken, a rather lengthy string of battles awaits me, or at least multiple battles. So I should be at perfect health beforehand. Even if Wells was only missing 10 hit points. But I think there's going to be at least 2 or 3 battles before that. Our boss is about to do something spectacular! Don't get in the way. Of course you will, won't you? That's why the two of us will team up to take you down in an epic duel! Yeah, you keep telling yourself that. Well, I don't think either of these two are in a particularly bad spot here, so... Punch Dog can take out the Stunky, Ozai should be able to deal with the Krogunk. Of course, Punch Dog took out a Stunky on the way here, but that was a critical hit and that didn't matter because even without a critical hit he would have still apparently taken it out. Okay then. Well done, my dear galactic grunts. Truly, this was the epicest battle I have had in my entire adventures. Now just you wait, this Krogong is totally going to live that attack and then deal some devastating damage back. Nope! And now Punch Dog is strong enough to take on Cyrus. I sort of doubt you were the toughest of the grunts, Mr. Grunt. And now comes the perhaps more intimidating battle with the leaders. Where do you think you're going? I won't let you disturb our boss. If you're not going to listen, you'll have to go through me first. After all, you've made me look bad more times than I care to remember. And I'll be next. You might be tough, but this time the gloves are coming off. Hold on one sec, board. I wasn't actually sure if it was going to be Lucas or Blort I was going to fight alongside, but apparently it was Blort. Now don't screw up my strategies, Blort. For if you do, I shall be most irate. Ah well, in this case the strategy should be obvious. Ozai, burn both of the bronzers to the ground. Because I'm going to assume they have levitate. Because for some reason, they always have levitate. Ah, don't use Confuse Ray on me, you stupid bronzer. Just gotta pop a full heal. As you might have been able to see, I have used the money I got from the absurd amount of level grinding to get even more healing items. Oh dear! Ah, but they have terrible attack, so doesn't really matter. At least use it on the Munchlax this time, thank you. Now then, one of these Bronzors is going down. Which is it going to be? Will it affect whether or not I get confused again next turn? We shall see. Or at least I assume this Bronzor is now going down. Down it is indeed going. Oh, bugger. Now the next one might not go down. Yo, Blort's Munchlax, are you going to attack anytime today? Would be nice, you know. I don't trust that thing to not have a ground move of some kind. At the same time, Wells might get hit seriously hard by something or another, so Bucket Man, just going to see what it does. I mean, it's almost up at my levels too. A poison jab could have actually hit him pretty hard, so that might have been a good idea. Perhaps I should have Bucketman hypnotize stuff. Also, Blort, why is that Munchlax still a Munchlax? You know, I'm pretty sure they evolved by friendship, so the fact that it hasn't evolved into a Snorlax yet is quite honestly a bit absurd. I suppose it will be a Snorlax by the final time we fight, but still, the fate of the universe is at stake here, you know? It wouldn't kill you to come in with a slightly stronger team. Now, the Skuntank is asleep, and I'm going to assume that it will remain asleep for at least one more turn so that Wells can take it out. Or do I have anything else that could potentially take it out? I suppose I might. I think Wells is the only one that can actually deal super effective damage on it. Though it's also entirely possible that Wells will be slower, so... Seriously, Munchlax, you could at least target the Skuntank, who will take a bit of damage from it. It did indeed wake up. It did indeed use a move that could potentially hit really hard. And Wells does... No, it didn't really hit hard at all. I was kind of worried, because Wells doesn't really have the best defense. His main strength is basically his lack of weaknesses. Because I don't think anyone in Team Galactic at all uses grass moves. So, with that said, I suppose it's okay for me to keep Wells out for the time being. Seriously, stop targeting the wrong target, you stupid person! Oh, and the light screen was up. Of course. Oh, and you send out a Golbat who is immune to Mud Bomb. Of course. And then they set up light screen again. Of double course. Blort, you are the textbook definition of not helping. Okay, so something did have a grass move. Good thing I switched out Wells then. Seriously, Blort, are you going to actually contribute to the battle, or are you just going to heal yourself over and over? I would not mind if this Munchlax just died. In fact, it's almost to the point where I'm considering just killing it myself, so that he'll send out something more useful. Or alternately stop just wasting my time. Then again, if the Munchlax wasn't there, then and nothing else was there, then all their attacks would be targeted at me, so... Though the way things are going, I suppose it will fall on the next turn. Now it's possible that she'll send out the Skuntank again, so I'm going to use Shadow Ball instead. She didn't, but the Shadow Ball will still take it out. Now, does Blort have more Pokemon with him? I mean, I assume he does, but wouldn't it be so awesomely lame if he didn't? In fact, that could spell serious trouble for me. Or maybe not trouble, just annoyance. Okay, now Rapidash. Use some awesomely powerful fire moves. Meanwhile, I'm going to hypnotize the Skuntank again. Okay, that is indeed an awesomely powerful fire move. Finally, you're making yourself useful! And it still didn't take it out. What the F? How is Wells' hit points at the moment? Low enough that I feel like putting up a super potion was worth it. And now the Bronzor lives to annoy another day. Yeah, you just keep attacking buckets, man. It's not gonna help. I think I'm just going to attack the Bronzor myself. Okay, and now that attack isn't going to do anything because it's going to hit the Scun tank instead. Nice. Oh look, it's the hideous hacked and hideously hacked thing. Well, Punch Dog is probably going to do fine. He will be able to hit Scun Tank for neutral damage, and he will be able to hit the Perugly for super effective damage. How are you hitting so much with those Fire Blasts? Fire Blast is an infamously unreliable move. And the Scun Tank is still asleep. Well, Force Palm. Okay, goodbye Scun Tank. And now we are both united against a single opponent. And seriously, what is with your luck with all these super powerful Fire Blasts? I mean, I'm not complaining, it's just odd. And now that Rapidash is probably going to die. Yep, it is indeed dead. And now that Perugly is going to die. But she still has one more thing, right? Which is probably going to be another Golbat. Called it right before it showed up on screen. Okay, Heracross is at a severe disadvantage here. Not that I care. Yeah, Ozai is probably still going to do fine. Oh, wait a minute. These guys... Oh, no. For some reason I got Ozai mixed up with Wells. Ozai would be fine against the Giga Drain. That Heracross will not be fine against an Air Slash, however. Critical hit at that. For as we all remember, my Heracross died to an Air Slash from full health. By an opponent equal to its level. Without it being a critical hit, I believe. Lucky bastard has a Staraptor. Why does he get a Staraptor when I never, ever do? Of course, I could always play the game in a non-Nuzlocke once and use a Staraptor, but... it doesn't really seem good enough for me to feel, like, worth bothering with. You've toughened up, but you're no match for our boss. Well, I kind of hope that I am. Well, that's considerate of you. Everything is ready for the creation of a new world. Now, all will end, and everything will begin. With this, the red chain made from the crystals of the Tree Lake Pokemon. And this, the red chain I replicated with technological means. With these red chains, I will pry open the portal to another dimension. I command you to unleash your power for me. Dialga, the mythical Pokemon and Master of Time. And the other, Palkia, the mythical Pokemon and the Master of Space and Dimensions. I've waited so long for this moment, Dialga and Palkia. Shaping this world is a double spiral of time and space. Yes, the very things that you have the ability to control. You will do my bidding. I will have your abilities as mine. With the power I wield, I will create an entirely new world. The incomplete and ugly world we have now can disappear. I am resetting everything to zero. Nothing can remain. It is all for making the ultimate world, a world of complete perfection. Nothing so vague and incomplete as spirit can remain. I should have expected as much. Yuxi, the being of knowledge, Azelf, the being of willpower, and Mesprit, the being of emotion. The Pokémon have come to protect Sinnoh, pathetic and worthless. It takes the three of them, the three lake Pokémon that symbolize spirit, to balance either of the Pokémon of time or space. But they can't maintain balance against the two, not when both Dialga and Palkia are here. Their coming here is in vain. So much meaningless drama. Now, Vega, you've constantly interfered with my plans, but you will be forgiven. After all, there will remain no spirit for all time when I am done. All spirit will disappear. It will be ripped away. From you, from your Pokémon, from those precious to you. It is time. My dream will be reality. What is this pressure I feel? Something is enraged? Interesting. So there's a Pokemon that can only appear as a shadow. Regardless, the effort is rash and foolish. I have harnessed the powers of Dialga and Palkia. I, Cyrus, won't have anyone interfere. Can I just say, best legendary entrance ever? Or at worst, on par with the legendary entrance in Sun and Moon? No! I'm sorry I took so long. I think I finally found the answer from studying the myths. When this world was made, Dialga and Palkia appeared. Apparently there was one more Pokemon that appeared at the same time. A Pokemon with as much power as Dialga and Palkia. But also one whose name was never to be spoken. He who shall not be named. It is said to lurk in another world. A world on the opposite side of ours. That's what the shadow was. It must have been he who must not be named. I mean, she said it was never to be spoken, so why is she saying it? The pillars are distorting. It's because of that portal. It's joined us to the other world. If it's not closed, the distortion will spread to Sinnoh and beyond. Our world will be destroyed. Are you ready? We have to chase Cyrus. I suppose I am indeed ready. This place. Can you feel it? There are no Pokemon here at all. Time isn't flowing, and yet we're somehow still having this conversation. A world where the rules are broken. A space one might call the distortion world. Let's find Giratina. We need it. We need it to stop the spreading distortion at the spear pillar. That was Giratina. Oh, sorry, I said its name. Ah well, damage is already done. We have to hurry. If something's not done, the distortion will swallow not only our world, it will overwhelm the distortion world. This rock slab. It appears to move if you step on a certain spot. Will we get to see Giratina if we keep going down in the distortion world? Are we really traveling downwards? And here comes what is probably the worst part of the game, to be honest. I can't believe that this was what they decided to try and sell the game on. A place of just completely nonsensical gravity filled with puzzles that you can't really intuitively figure out ahead of time, where controlling the player is completely awkward and annoying, and like, you can't even call the puzzles around here real puzzles, because the game constantly points you in exactly the direction you need to go, and tells you what to do. And half the time, the path that looks like what you have to go to just disappears in front of you when you try to actually walk it. And there is just no way to tell where you're supposed to go, because sometimes the path will literally just appear in front of you when you get close enough. It's a mess, honestly. And it goes on for so freaking long. And I was stuck for quite a while just waiting for a sound there. And yeah, this is immediately starting to get old, and I haven't even been here for 5 minutes yet. See that? Just how was I supposed to figure out that I was supposed to go that way? The road didn't exist until after I jumped! The shadowy Pokemon isn't here. It abandoned me here, then disappeared somewhere farther down. Was it content merely to interfere with my plan? Incidentally, do you understand the concept of genes? No, of course you wouldn't. Genes can be considered the blueprint of all life forms. That includes humans and Pokemon alike. Genes are contained in a DNA strand. A DNA strand consists of two chains of opposing characteristics in a spiral. If one of the chains were to be broken, the other could replicate it. One or the other cannot exist without its opposite. Do you understand where I am going with this? This is a bizarre world. Time doesn't flow, yet we are still having this conversation. Only that shadowy Pokemon lives here. This world is the opposite of our world. Our world I wish to change. It is like the two chains composing a strand of DNA. The two worlds must be balancing each other to remain in existence. Without the one, the other cannot exist. The shadowy Pokemon must play a role in keeping the worlds in balance. That is why it must have interfered and brought me here. The shadowy Pokemon must have made this bizarre world. That's why it's trying to change our world. That's why trying to change our world disturbed it and made it reveal itself. But that is all irrelevant. What matters is defeating that Pokemon and making this world disappear. I won't allow it to interfere with me again. With it gone, neither world will be able to revert to its original state. Really? About the only thing this place has going for it is atmosphere, I guess. Because it sure isn't working very well from a game design perspective. See that? How was I supposed to know that that block would disappear when I walked up to it? It's just trial and error, there's no figuring stuff out. Oh, look at that. It pointed to a boulder, then it flew down a hole right next to a boulder. I wonder what that means. Oh, look, there are 3 holes, and it's floating next to one of them. I wonder what that means. Really? I do like this game as a whole, but this part really drags it down. Worst lead up to the climax ever. Honestly, I'm less hyped for defeating Cyrus now than I was before I entered this place. So, you're already here. Why do you seek to change the world? If you hate our world, you should just go off somewhere alone. Find somewhere where you can live without seeing others. Why should I run and hide from the world and have to wait quietly? My aim is to rid our world of the vague and incomplete thing we call spirit. By freeing ourselves of that, our world can be made complete. And that is my justice. No one can interfere. I won't lose. Not to that shadowy Pokemon. Not in any worthless world. Alright. Time for the epic final battle. Which, by the way, lasted for a really freaking long time, so find out how that went next time.